It's Wednesday, and you know what that means. It's time for 3 years of the Greg Cherry Show.
Woo!
We did
Happy
it.
3 years.
Yeah.
I wish I had confetti.
Thank you guys very much for tuning in for the last crazy couple of years. There's a lot that's happened on this show since August of 2020. It's hard to believe that it really is hard to believe, like, where all this shows come from, where it started, and what it has become. I was watching the first episode yesterday, and besides the obnoxious audio issues that occurred throughout the entire thing, it was so a lot of fun. I do have a clip from that show, a much better audio version of the clip from the first show to check out a little bit later on. As we mentioned, Sean Ross Sapp will be joining us from Fightful a little bit later on in the show. So excited about that. We got some stuff to talk about. Basically, just looking back at the last 3 years, what it has done for all of us, really. It's one of the most fun parts of our week is to bring
Without a doubt.
Yeah, by a lot. Yeah.
Ever since I came on about a year and a half ago, like, it's been a blast.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
I
was
going to say, Jeff's been basically around since the beginning.
It's I always look forward to my Wednesdays. I wake up knowing that I'm gonna have a fun afternoon and evening because I get to spend an hour with you crazy people, and then I get to go out and hang out with my buddies down in Hollywood for a couple hours and do the gratuitous drinking and eating way too cheesy mac and cheese at the club. So it's good stuff. Good time.
Yeah. And of course, we will bring you some more weird laws. We do have the wheel for the weird laws.
Yes.
Because that has been another big part of this show.
It was for a while, yeah.
Yeah. Not a ton of segments have stuck around the test of time like the weird state laws. And we brought them back. We sent them away for a while. But, we always love coming back to them because even if they've been something we've done multiple times on this show, it's still incredibly hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
How absurd some of these laws were. So people sat down and were like, hey.
Like a group of people, a large group of people had to have sat down and went, in the city of Portland, Maine, we cannot walk around with our shoes untied.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like this is something that officials were elected to decide, sat down for probably hours on end, debated. And we're like, yeah, that should be a law.
That should be a thing. Yeah. What's always my favorite ones is the ones that seem so absurd, like common sense, and you go, okay, how many times that happened before the legislator went, okay, wait a minute, we need to nip this shit in the bud. Like, golly.
I do want to bring attention, though. I mentioned that some segments haven't stuck around the test of time.
Yes.
And in that vein, I want to show you a clip from the very first Greg Cherry show.
Oh, boy.
3 years ago. And it's a segment that I still believe has some longevity.
Got some legs.
I do it now because I don't have a kitchen at the moment.
I mean, that would be a little hard.
Yeah. So this was a segment I did on the very first show called Cooking with Greg.
Oh, Lord.
And I am not the best cook. Like, that's really what my wife does. She is easily the better cook.
Vouch for 100%.
Jeff can vouch because he's had her cooking. He's been before he's had that. So I am going to show you the very first segment with much better audio of Cooking with Greg. So since we're looking back at the shows, let's take a look at this. And I hope you enjoy. See you in a couple minutes. Welcome, everybody, to Cooking with Greg. This is the most exciting segment you will see on the Greg Cherry Show because you're going to take a journey with me as I learn how to cook. Now, I wanted to try something a little bit out of my comfort zone for the first time, and I want to hope that you guys at home learn. So get a paper or a pen or write some notes down on your phone because I am going to teach you today how to cook Pop-Tarts. Now, the first thing you want to do is get a box of Pop-Tarts. Oh, hey, it's a box of Pop-Tarts. First thing you want to do after you get the box of Pop-Tarts is open the box of Pop-Tarts. Why are they on? The first thing you want to do is take the Pop-Tarts out of the bag, like so. The second thing you want to do is you want to find a toaster. Found a toaster. Cool. Next step, you want to plug it in the toaster. So, what you want to do is you want to put your Pop-Tarts in the toaster. There are 2 slots for this particular toaster. Some have 4, some are different, but this is a standard 2-hole toaster. 2-hole toaster? Is that a thing? You don't want to put them in horizontally like this. You don't want to put them in on their side, because then it will be more difficult to acquire the Pop-Tarts from the toaster. So you want to put them in like this. You want to put them in tall ways, vertically. It says put it on the lowest setting, but then you won't get any heat from the Pop-Tarts. So we're going to turn it up a little bit, and you can make your Pop-Tarts as hot as you want. See all these little dots? Although you never want to go here, because if you're going to do that, then you might as well eat chocolate. And then you have to wait a couple minutes. Once you wait those couple minutes, we'll be ready to have some Pop-Tarts. After that, you grab a plate, lift this button on the toaster up a little bit, so that way, you notice, if you lift that up a little bit, you have an easier chance to grab the Pop-Tarts that you just put in. So, lay them here, let them be plated like that. Wow. What a gorgeous looking breakfast. Follow the Great Cherry Show for more recipes like this. And we'll see you next time on Cooking with Greg. Oh, it's hot. Classic.
So, okay. That segment is exactly why I think we are so much better suited to do the shows remotely without a actual live audience, because trying to do that in front of people, we'd be laughing our asses off at them laughing at our stupid asses. We wouldn't be able to pull the segment off because it's so sarcastic and so, but you totally deadpanned it. It was tremendous. Not a single stitch of laughter. So good.
I didn't realize how many jump cuts I used when doing
God, right?
What in the TikTok was this?
Right.
Hey, dude, early editing days. I still haven't even tried editing any of my videos, so.
No, it's just not. Well, no.
I went to school for broadcasting.
Yeah.
And like having to do the jump cuts actually made my heart hurt. It's like, no, I want fades. I want like dissolves. Like doing a jump cut makes it look really janky.
It's all chopped up and shit.
But that's the beauty of it, right?
It is.
Oh, that's amazing, though. But yeah, no, I can.
As we mentioned at the top of the show, we do have a very special guest who is joining us right now. Ladies and gentlemen, one of our favorite people to talk about on the show. He is the managing editor of Fightful.com. Please welcome to the show, Sean Ross Sapp. It's Sean. We got him on the show. We did it.
Yeah. Fancy seeing you guys. Thank you all so much. Well, I mean, kind of thank you. You got a big Steelers banner rocking in the
here we go.
background there.
I got my Broncos gear on too, so.
Well, that's just sad. That's just depressing.
It is very depressing. It is so depressing.
Well, since we're going around the table, Jeff's a Cowboys fan, so make fun of that.
I stayed neutral my wardrobe today. I purposely didn't wear any football stuff because I knew Sean was going to come in here and rag on you at least. So I knew better.
That's also very true.
Yeah.
I
mean, my brother's a Ravens fan, so two of you guys.
I'll fight him in the streets.
Sean, you'll laugh about this because Josh is already starting on your shit in the chat. He actually paid me to say something nice about the Browns because I probably wouldn't.
Ooh,
he did.
Yeah.
What are you going to conjure up for that one? That should be entertaining.
It already happened.
Yeah.
Oh,
so
okay.
what I said was, I respect their fan base for being so dedicated, despite the fact that they suck.
Yeah, if there's one thing they are, it is dedicated. I mean, it's kind of wild that they're like, okay, a guy had like 50 sexual misconduct charges. Here's our chance at a decent quarterback.
Right?
We're gonna scrap in the AFC North.
Yeah, they're like, okay, he was good and didn't play for like 2 years. This is our shot. He doesn't have any options, so let's bring him here and give him a fully guaranteed contract. I think they're doing the fully guaranteed thing.
Scraping the freaking leavings out of the Pop-Tart remains there from that cooking segment is what that's scraping the bottom of the toaster.
Good that was like twisting the knife. They're like, listen, this guy isn't going anywhere but Cleveland anyway because nobody else will have him. So we're going to do fully guaranteed just to mess with everybody else's quarterbacks. That way Lamar Jackson will want that. That way anybody else will want that as well.
And then we got Daniel Jones getting the contract he got because of it.
Insane.
Right?
Insane.
I understand the Giants are desperate for a quarterback because even though they had Eli Manning for like, why Daniel Jones is not that good? He tripped over his own feet running to the end zone. Like, why are we paying him this much money?
If you can complete
because the Giants, I mean,
yeah. If you can complete 65% of your passes and throw on average a touchdown a game, I guess that's the floor now.
Hey, if the Giants can get that kind of stats out of that guy, freaking pay him all the money, like Christ Almighty.
Yeah.
Because they're not doing much better than that. And as far as your brother-in-law being a Ravens fan, why not just be a Browns fan?
Oh,
how can you get that big of a dick to be a Ravens?
This is my blood brother.
Oh well, God!
I had to sit in the same room as him as I saw a pass go right over my fucking safety.
And not anymore. You need to do the super kick him out of the bloodline gimmick here.
No, I agree with that. If ever I would advocate super kicking, certainly not what's going to happen tonight on Dynamite. Like super kick your brother just all the time from now on. God.
I mean, SummerSlam, didn't we?
Hey, you know what? We saw one that counted, not 65 that amounted to shit. So, there was that.
Why do you not have a promo, Jeff, that says, "Who told you it was open mic and karaoke night, bitch?"
Yeah.
Hey, you know what though? I've got one coming up. Where the hell?
I see that. That's
next week
that behind you. That's
It's next week because they're going to England for all in. We're doing a British invasion only karaoke next week. So
nice.
People can call in and have us dipshits sing Beatles songs and Stones songs.
AC/DC, does that count?
I don't know.
Will you do 21 Savage as well?
Yeah, and somebody, I think it's Josh in the chat room. We're gonna make Noah sing Spice Girls just because.
Fair enough.
Because they're
my wife Spice Girls vinyl.
There you go.
Crying out loud, like a couple. Well, we did the Saturday episode and Kate was on. I mean, she was off by that time, but
right.
I did Candace Michelle's entrance. So like, there's really no. I have no shame. Clearly,
no.
How many of those clips that you have saved are of us doing wheel spins, Greg?
Believe it or not, none of them.
Okay.
That is because since they happen so frequently, they're just used to that by now.
I mean, that's fair. That's fair. No, but when we do wrestling karaoke in March for WrestleMania season, we need to have Greg on just to do the entrances with it because that'll be the bonus points. Like extra super chats will get you Greg doing the entrances because Greg doesn't give a shit if he does it or not. So
I really don't.
Yeah. No.
I mean, I do it for the money.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah.
A worthy
Everybody's
reason.
got a price.
Exactly.
Everybody, that's right. You know what? I've actually been impressed with his podcast. I didn't like it at first. I didn't like the dynamic between him and D'Angelo, but it's sort of growing on me a little bit. DiBiase's is. Rob's not so much with the other D'Angelo brother, but DiBiase's I'm starting to like. Anyway, that was a total side tangent, but
wrestling.
Dom D'Angelo had to guard me in a media basketball game.
Oh, that must have been.
Well, then they switched Connor Casey on me, and he's just like a big slab of meat, and I was like, "Damn it!"
Yeah, That's a complete 180 from what you were having to be.
I wasn't hitting the turnaround jumpers after that. Like,
no. Once Tom's out of the way, you can bring you. Yeah, no, that's not happening. It's rough day.
It's been a while since I was on Overbooked. Okay. Anyway, obviously, for those people who watch the show, know how big of a fan I am of basically anything Sean's done to help me get on Quizlemania. So, obviously,
I appreciate that, man. That means a lot. And congrats on 3 years, by the way.
Yeah. Well, congrats on 300 episodes of Listing Your Boy, which is now The Hump.
The Hump. Fightful's The Hump.
Oh, you guys got it over as The Hump now?
Yeah,
yeah.
Jimmy is forced to listen to the audience.
Oh, that's good. I like that.
And I thought of the name just because I like it because it's crass. And then I was like, damn it, people are gonna think it's a parody of The Bump, and I don't want that. No. But I mean, I thought about it, and The Bump stole like 3 ideas from us.
So why not?
Well,
yeah,
they do that. When I left No DQ, the most recent time anyway, in 2011, my show after that was After the Bell, and freaking when they gave Graves his podcast, like, here you go, just use this name. And it's like, thanks, Vince, appreciate you. Or thanks for everyone.com. Much love on that. But God, that show is so different now because they got him and the Irish guy doing it. It's like, oh, it's rough.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
So one time we noticed that Alex's background just got straight ripped, like the entire setup.
Right?
Like, yeah. So I think I tweeted because Fox also took a feature that I was doing called Making a Finisher, and they did it with great production value, a lot better. So I think I tweeted 2 years ago they took Making a Finisher. Last year they took Alex's background. This year they'll just take Denise.
And they pretty much have, because Denise is every fucking where now. Like, God,
they tried. They tried. Yeah.
Now you know what though? I finally got to. I hadn't seen Denise since she was working with Waltman back in the day, and I saw her at Dynamite in whatever it was, January. It was so cool to see her, man. I am forever impressed with how much and how quickly she's grown into the podcasting, the wrestling media side of things. She's such
I owe Denise a lot because she was my first interview and she was so kind to me in our backstage talks. So
she's so great. She's really, really talented that she can do like a little bit of everything.
Right.
Conducts herself really, really well, but she also does like her own editing and a lot of that stuff, which she's starting to delegate like a little bit, but she's capable of doing everything. Yeah. All the time.
That is the worst thing. And I don't know how I haven't followed you from the very beginning, Sean, but that's the hardest thing for me is having to delegate and having to do that the last 3 years when I started my own thing and actually having to realize that I can't be a one-man show anymore because there's too much shit going on. So delegation is so hard for people like me who are just control freak, have to hang on every little thing. The fact that Denise is learning how to do it too is good because she's got 45,000 jobs and she needs to not.
Yeah. It's good to be able to know how to do everything, kind of like you mentioned, but you got to be able to delegate all that stuff as well. Like our thumbnails, our social media. Like I think like maybe 5 or 6 months into Fightful, I was like, I don't really like running my own social media, much less Fightful's. So we got Kyler to do that. We've had people doing our thumbnails for a while as well, video editing, transcribing, all that stuff that I was doing all myself the first 6 months. I was like, I cannot do all this feasibly.
I think if more personalities that have different, like all these different outlets would just have the realization that you can hire somebody to, or have somebody do this for you, that for you. I've said it about, people in politics, people in sports. It's like, have somebody run your freaking Mick Foley doesn't run his own Twitter now. He's like, nope, you guys do it. Cause I can't know that. I can't be on there. Yeah. Well, once he left himself, but then hooked up with Conrad to the podcast, like somebody else, like he's still not on there himself. Like the real Mick Foley account's still dead, but the Foley is Pod account is generated like with what he wants, like what he would say. But the people that run it actually ask him first, like, here, what do you want to say? And then boom, they clean it up for him because he's just so over, and we can all relate in this room, the Twitter toxicity. So.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you one thing Foley doesn't do: get his own ice before an interview, because I had about 15 minutes with him at StarCast in 2019, and
the first one, okay,
it was 2019, but it was the second one, I think. It was in Chicago. So his hotel room was right around the corner from where we were doing it. I go there to meet him with one of my friends, and he like looked down at this empty ice bucket and he goes, "Do you know where the ice is?" As he hobbled towards me, which is very much a hint. Like, go get my ice for me, or you're gonna have 9 minutes instead of 15.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So we did, and then he was shaking up his a drink. It might have been like Athletic Greens or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But he goes, "Have you ever had one of these green drinks before?" And I was like, "Yeah, I have." And he goes, "You're very aware that you're drinking something healthy."
Yes. Yes. Like, I love that. Like, the entire Conrad Network puts that stuff over. I have one. I'm like, man, they must be getting paid a big sponsorship because this tastes like shit. Golly. It's so bad. Oh, it's rough.
All right. So Josh donated to the channel because
Of course he did.
Says, so awesome to have SRS finally on the Greg Cherry Show. He also says go Browns, which
meh.
Money's a mucker feather when you have to.
He's going to agree with you here, Josh.
Yeah.
Does have questions for Sean. What are you looking forward to during football season? He's also asking for your WWE Mount Rushmore, but I think you cover that a lot.
I'll do it. WWE Mount Rushmore. Ooh. Or if we're talking personal taste, it'd be a whole lot different. Probably like Michaels, Taker, Austin and The Rock, but if we're talking about like what I think that most people would do, it'd be Hogan, Austin, Rock, Taker, I think is a fair one. What do I look forward to in football season?
Yeah.
Just taking a day off. I got season tickets to kind of force myself to take a day off. But
that's
I don't I don't feel like I got to work when I'm there, because if I'm home, I'm no further than like 50 steps from my office at any given time. But
that's
like
worst.
it's also a really good just experience since the Bengals are good now. That's very, very nice. I like the Cincinnati area an awful lot.
Bengals guy, there you go. I like that.
Yeah.
There you go.
I like the white helmet you got in the background.
Yeah, I spent way too much on that during my stadium tour.
How much did that cost?
A stupid amount, and they call them
one of the Broncos ones.
Yeah, they call them like nacho helmets because that's about all they're good for. It's not going to save you from CTE or anything like that if you throw that on. In fact, it might give you some. But I got really lucky. Like I wanted to go do a stadium tour, and they're booked up for like a year and a half. But then I got the email that was like, "Hey, you get your stadium tour as a part of the season ticket thing," and I was like, "Hell yeah!" And then on the way out, I got that, and it was far more expensive than I thought. And I'll tell you what drives me nuts. Those aren't painted on stripes. They're stickers.
That's what I had expected.
Are you ribbon?
Yeah.
That's terrible.
Oh. Yeah, and it's funny because most NFL teams on their actual helmet actually use decals instead of having them painted on. But the Bengals are one of the only teams that don't do that. Their stripes are actually on the helmet, but then the replicas don't have that. I feel like they could do better.
To kind of gimmicked you.
I guess for the replicas, they figure people aren't going to be, well, like you said, they'll give you CTE if you use it. So they probably shouldn't be ramming their heads together with it on. So they figure the decals are going to stay better. But when they're not, it's funny, playing football, paint comes off just as easy as decals, like especially at the pros. Like people are hitting the shit out of each other. It's going to happen. But playing high school ball over here, where I went to high school, decals don't exactly measure up either. It really just depends on the quality and where you go to get the decals or the paint.
Speaking of replicas, Greg, look what I have and you don't have.
What is that over there? I can't see it.
It's a Quizzlemania trophy.
Oh, here we go with this shit again.
So what is it, Greg?
I mean, really, I should have like 12 of them, but
well, Greg's going to get the belt that we got him as the trivia champion.
But I don't have the win because I'm not.
Sorry, I must have an exclusivity agreement or something like that.
That's fine. If I ever get to go over to England, and if they're still even doing it by then, I'll try to get
I think Survival Series would be a good one for you. I did that one, and it was so funny because the people in the comments are like, "Why is Sean so bad at this, but good at Quizzlemania? Does he have a screen in front of his face?" And I'm like, if you cheat at Quizzlemania, you got to be like a big piece of trash. But also, like, I didn't realize you're allowed to prepare for Survival Series. I didn't know what I was doing until 10 minutes before.
Right.
And I was like, what are we doing here? And now that I look at the Quizzlemania title wiki, I see that Tempest is closing in on me. See, he's got 6 reigns. I've had 7, but he's also been on the show a lot more than me.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Tempest lives on the damn show pretty much at this point.
Yeah, he moved over there. I'm the most. I have the most days cumulative as well, but he's closing in on that. You know what? I think I'll take this. Well, I don't know if I should retire because me and RJ City still hold tag titles, and that would be fun to do.
There you go.
I was almost.
It was almost Greg.
Yeah.
For those who don't know, RJ City had like surgery on like his head.
He did.
Like the day.
And still agreed to do it with his head bleeding.
Yeah.
He is one of those he's kind of like come almost out of nowhere, but he is such a surprisingly dedicated guy. And when you peel back the character, he's actually a really decent dude, and he works so hard at what he does all the time.
I
Awesome
unfortunately haven't seen much of his matches. All I've seen of him is AEW.
I've never seen one of his matches.
Yeah, I haven't either. I've only seen him do the talking thing, and I think he's great.
He's fantastic with a stick in his hand.
I stumbled across a random Family Feud clip looking for clips of Paul Rubens. I guess he was part of that team that was against Rubens' team, because it was him and Dalton and Peter. Peter Avalon. I can't remember Peter's last name. And then off.
Oh yeah.
And yeah, it was just crazy how of course Arquette was the team captain, but it was just funny to stumble across a clip of all those guys. It's like, God, I clearly haven't been able to watch everything because I didn't even know they were on Family Feud, let alone against Paul Rubens. So,
Josh, I forgot to tell you what it landed on. It landed on Bankrupt, which it doesn't do very often.
Oh shit! Damn.
So, sorry about that. But
so that just means that you take his money and laugh in his face.
Pretty much. Well, I mean, he's a Browns fan, so we do that anyway. So
yeah.
So
the Browns do that. They take the money and laugh.
Big Baller G donated 20. So I'm doing it.
Jesus, I guess you guys.
Here's 2 years of the Greg Cherry brand, and here's to the next. Thank you, Big.
There you go.
Yes, indeed.
Bring Sean Ross Sapp, and all of a sudden the purse strings start opening up here. Maybe
I like it.
Bring you on Saturday, man.
You gonna do any of the workout punishments with us, Sean?
Yeah,
absolutely not. Absolutely.
I was gonna say, don't hear the same boat. That's a big hard no. I'm gonna sit right here and watch you jack off.
Oh yeah.
It's a good time that you said no, because we got 75 jumping jacks.
Are you shit? That what it landed on just now?
Oh. I swear to God, I'll land on it again. 75 jumping jacks in an entrance. That's what I'm doing.
So maybe you should combine those and do like Simon Dean or Skip and Sonny or something. just for the sheer hilarity, because Sean will watch you do it live. It'll be fun.
I watched the Candido Dark Side of the Ring last night.
Was that not one of the that's one of the few this season where I didn't know a whole lot of what they were going to say.
Yeah, and it's particularly sad because he seems like nothing but a good person, and that
Chris was a good person, man. It was. Yeah,
fortunately, I didn't know him, but man, you didn't hear anything bad about him in there. He fell victim to addiction, which absolutely sucks, but he was a victim of circumstance in a lot of senses as well, which really, really sucks.
It is.
And Candido was a phenomenal worker.
Yeah, he was.
He was. I got to. I finally met them both when they worked at the last XPW show before the Fed showed up at XPW in 2003. Rough weekend there, but and Tammy wasn't near in back to sunny shape at that point, but Chris still worked his ass off. I forget who he worked that night, but he was in there just having a great match, because that's what Chris Candido did, and he seemed like a genuinely nice person. Like the whole weekend, he was so cool. So
Jeff, doing this because Sean's here, is that why?
What?
I don't have to do it this time.
This fucking guy always tags me and stuff on Twitter now, Val Venus. I'm like,
dude,
okay. I don't have to
what is
do
your
it this
deal,
time, Greg?
I can't decide who is further off the deep end, Sean Morley or the guy that was attacking us before Twitter was a thing, Damian Demento. That guy has a whack job too.
Forgot about him.
Yeah, well, we all did until he decided to randomly pull a clip of me interviewing RVD and just tore into both of us. And we were like, what the fuck just happened? So we came back at him, and it turned into a thing. It was funnier than hell.
Let me put into perspective how not over Damian Demento was. In his only Royal Rumble appearance, the camera was focused on Giant Gonzalez. They didn't even show him entering the ring.
Right. Yeah.
If that's any indication.
Yeah. And the fact that his biggest stat ever, besides riling up NoDQ.com and myself, is the fact that he lost in the first main event of Raw. Like, good for him.
Yep, that's about the extent of it for him.
Yeah, it's sad.
What if he's still working? Let me see.
Probably not.
No.
For full perspective of it, all the videos he was cutting and whatever that was, 2009, 2010, he had this shot like this right here, like talking at the camera and just being like uber creepy about it. It was bizarre.
That's weird.
The whole thing was really weird. Yeah, and just like he would pick random things to attack, and I don't know who the hell sent him that clip of me interviewing Rob, but it just became because this is at the point Rob had been gone for about a year from the company at that point, and was like the weed laws in this country still weren't,
of course,
nice in 2010 or 2008, excuse me, 2008. Yeah, my son wasn't born yet. And he's like, oh, these guys are potheads, and I'm like, I haven't smoked a day in my life, you freaking creepo, and just it spiraled. It was bad. Anyway.
All right. You ready for your knees to burn?
Oh yeah, I'm ready for
boy.
75. And if you guys see my shorts, I apologize.
So that'll be in this entrance, and he says knees burn. That could be a good combination. But anyway, we'll
look at it this way. I took 200 off the wheel, so
no, that's
it could have been 200.
It could have been. That's happening.
200. We had to book Sean for another hour if you got to do 200 squats.
I don't think we got. I mean,
unfortunately, I have to go cover the pre-matches on AEW soon.
Yeah,
it's ready. Look at this. Look at this.
Oh, I know. Yeah,
skip and zip right here.
That's it. Let's see if let's do this. There we can both just watch them. There we go. There we go. We'll do that. I wasn't counting, so hopefully one of you are, because I have no idea what's happening. So I tried to move Sean. There we go.
There we go.
There it is. God, this thing. I have it all plugged in now, but it's still lagging like a bitch. It is what it is. Is it sad that I'm most curious about the Jericho thing more than anything else tonight? Like, the matches all look cool, but like the Jericho segment really has my interest.
I'm interested in that. I want to see if they actually do the RVD match, or if,
if
it gets pushed back a couple weeks or something like that. But something I was thinking, like, this might be the first time Pantera has ever actually got paid money for that. For that in wrestling,
right?
Because I don't know if the Kilgore version, like, if that paid them at all just for the cover or anything. But
yeah, no,
they're so not happy.
Yeah, because he used Pantera and ECW for about 25 seconds, and Paul went, "Okay, wait a minute, no."
Yes,
we're gonna do the cover, which Kilgore's version is so much. It's so ECW, but Pantera version, of course, is the classic one. It was cool hearing that last week.
It was,
because I hadn't heard it for Rob since 97.
I was shocked to know Bill Alfonso, because he was so close geographically to that Dynamite taping.
Well, from what I heard, I haven't seen Fonzie, so I don't know if he's still like actively doing conventions or whatnot. But
he's done some wrestling appearances lately. He's looking good.
Okay, well, hell. No, a lot of those guys are becoming more active. Like I know Franny's got her own podcast. She's been doing like the circuit here and there. She's on Cameo as well. So, Tommy, of course, on Busted Open with Denise. So everybody's busy. I love it. It's funny you mentioned that you're Mount Rushmore, because I was gonna say that I think it's the era we all grew into our fandom. Like those guys were really prominent in that Attitude Era. We were all watching, more than we ever did. So
I'm gonna show my age. I was born at the end of the Attitude Era. I was born 98.
So what would be yours? Like, who are the four that you look at?
I look at, mine's a really weird one. I look at Great Muta. I look at Shawn Michaels, Rey Mysterio, and Undertaker.
Okay.
See, Taker's a common thread there, so there you go.
Great Muta was one of like three of the first wrestlers I ever saw. It was the Clash of the Champions. It was Texas Shootout. So I see Flair, Muta, and then I see Sting climbing up the cage, and I was like, "What the hell is this?" And I was like, "I got to watch this all the time."
Yeah. Okay, so you became a fan the same year I did, 1990.
Yeah, or at least somewhere through there, because maybe it was a replay. Like, who knows what it was that I was actually seeing, but I just remember Ric Flair standing on one turnbuckle in the cage, Muta on the other, and then Sting climbing up the cage.
That's the big Hurricane off the top, right?
I can't remember.
Well,
I remember almost nothing about that.
It would have been Hurricane in 1990 unless it was Scott Steiner.
Yeah.
But no,
I think it was like a Hurricane while Muta was holding the top of the cage or something like that.
Oh, I don't think they would have done that then. I don't think so. Not in that one.
No,
I would love it if Flair. I would love it if Flair did that though.
I thought Flair tried it now just to see if he can pull it off. God,
I bet he would try.
He probably would for the right amount of last match money from Conrad again. Just saying. But no, I remember the show was in Texas because that's the show where Sting blew his knee out and had to sit for almost a year.
I didn't see the Hogan Bossman superplex from the cage till I was in my 20s.
Was that not the damnedest thing? Holy shit!
Incredible,
especially during the time frame because Bossman,
seriously,
when he was a heel, he was almost 400 pounds.
And those rings at the time were just
a little.
I'm sure they felt like cement.
Well, yeah, but that's so they could handle the bumps from guys like freaking Ray Traylor and One Man Gang and Hogan and Bundy and Andre. It's like the freaking rings now would be like, whoop, nope, just kidding. You're so springy now, although they are pretty.
Look back at the Owen superplex. I'm like, wow, that ring didn't budge an inch.
No.
Oh, nope. that had to take in the wind out of both men.
Oh yeah, had to. Yeah. All right, let me find a towel. Hold on.
I
had to stick around at least for this.
Yes. Well, I don't know how long when you gotta go, but Greg last time I was on reinstated the weird state laws angle segment. That's always good shit. Yeah, he spins a wheel. We land on a random state, and there's actually weird laws. Most of them are still actually a thing. Like if you do this stuff,
genuinely still
I'm aware of some of them. It's illegal in Kentucky to walk around with an ice cream cone in your back pocket.
So again, that goes back to the thing of discussion earlier. It's like, who in the legislature noticed that was happening more than once? And okay, we got to nip this in the bud.
Just know that in the state of New York, it is illegal to rob a bank while you are wearing a bulletproof vest.
That's right.
Ooh.
If you're gonna rob a bank, be a man about it and take your bullets.
Yeah, exactly.
Chicken shit. That's
Exactly.
right. You rob that bank with some balls, by God. Take your bludgeoning that you get from the rapid fire. Or actually don't wear an actual vest. Just freaking pull a Marty McFly and just wear a big old metal plate underneath your shirt. That way you're not technically wearing a vest. That's how I'm actually plotting bank robbery now. That's what we do in the Greg Church show.
I'm about to just leave based on that. I don't want to be an accessory to whatever it is you're doing.
We got Jeff's about to become Cowboys-aholic.
I seriously could not rob a bank in the town I live in because it's such a small town. Like I wouldn't be able to get away with. I wouldn't be able to get with freaking having a hangnail walking out my door. Oh, Jeff's doing something there.
All right. Well, at least let me get the Val Venus entrance in.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh, with the porno music and everything. That's the best part.
I love that he got the towel with the graphics on it too.
Absolutely. It's the best kind, man.
Ah, shit.
Oh boy.
Oh, it's the Kyantai version of Val, I see. There's shrinkage going on.
We saw Val's Venus.
Choppy. All right, let me see.
Oh my God. Somewhere Yamaguchi-san sitting here going, what happened here?
Oh no.
Oh my God. Oh, there you go. There it is.
Oh my God.
Good Lord Almighty.
Can't believe you did that while wearing a Fightful shirt. I am
That's the best part.
couldn't have worn one of Jeff's shirts or something?
No,
you did that.
No. He designs my shirts, just doesn't buy them. That's the thing. So
I mean, I could have worn one of mine too, but
that's fair. Well, you should have wore the politics as a work shirt. That would have been the best part of that.
I mean, I could have.
Politicians.
My one design like the Raw's War logo.
Yes, there you go.
Amazing.
Wow.
Guys, thanks for having me on. Happy 3 years, Greg Cherry.
Thank
Play
you
the
so
clip,
much
Greg.
for
Play the
coming
clip.
on,
Play the clip.
SRS.
Where's the clip at?
Play the clip. What clip? What clip?
Hang on. I got it. This forever stays in our library because of what it brought to the world.
Greg Cherry for Quizlemania. Greg Cherry for Quizlemania. Greg Cherry for Quizlemania. Hashtag Greg Cherry for Quizlemania.
When you said you would fill for 10 minutes until RJ City got here, this is not what you promised
Greg
me,
Cherry
John.
for Quizlemania.
You're pulling back the curtain, Sean Ross.
Do it.
So how?
I seriously harassed them for weeks. I was like, I'm just gonna bark it out on the air repeatedly until it happens.
I may have played that clip every single week until I was actually on.
He did. That's legit. That's a shoot. That's a
As
shoot.
you should have.
And it happened.
It did.
It did happen. It did happen.
It took me sabotaging their Patreon game, and like legit, I won their game like 7, 8, 9 times.
Good.
Pico now actually came to me. It's like, can you stop winning? I was like, just put me on fucking Quizlemania.
Yes.
For a half.
At that point,
No, I'll stop.
it was going to become a thing that their audience demanded so much that I was like, it'd be irresponsible for you guys not to. If I could even make Greg Cherry for Quizlemania a meme on their show, then good. It makes sense to put you on there.
Pretty much became a meme on here at that point. So yeah, there was that.
But you lost, and I won. So
I came second. Like Brian Zane lost.
Such a dick.
I know you once. I've been on once, Sean.
Seriously.
7 wins if I've been on once.
Well, I just want to say I got screwed out of the last one too. They were.
That's fair. That's fair.
They were definitely changing some rules around. Like I was getting docked points. Like it was. What is the show? Around the Horn on ESPN? That's what I felt like. They were just arbitrarily deducting points.
Oh, dude, Around the Horn would be a hilarious game show idea.
Well,
yeah,
absolutely.
They did on Overbooked.
Yes,
that's true. They did.
Because I was on that. I was on for an episode. I almost beat Connor Casey.
I just love how the
Casey undefeated.
I love how the clip of Sean advocating for Greg has RJ sitting there because he was filling in for RJ until he got there. That's the best part of it. Like everybody involved in that whole little clip is.
The funny thing is, RJ would have been out. My computer crashed, so I wouldn't have even been able to do it.
Yeah,
there you go.
I remember that. All right, fellas, thank you all so much.
Thank you so
I appreciate you all. Greg, congratulations.
Thank you. Congrats
to you. Dynamite, Sean.
Oh, all right.
It finally happened. It took 3 years, but it finally happened.
So everybody knock it the hell off and quit asking. we got it done. For the love of God, people.
For like half the show.
Yeah. It's freaking quarter till already. That was awesome.
I do want to play another clip. I do have a picture that I want to show. Let me get back to the StreamYard here.
All right.
But it is a clip from the Saturday edition. I don't think you guys were there when this happened. You weren't there because you did come on later in the show.
Yeah, I hadn't shown up yet.
But I do want to show this clip, which is basically all Kate's fault. So.
It's all Kate's fault. No doubt about it.
But I do want to show, where is my picture that I put? Oh, this was from the Halloween edition that we did, where I dressed like Damian Sandow, but nobody got it.
Right. I didn't play along for a damn minute because I would totally plug in the Jericho Cruise.
You just didn't have the robe to fit it, I don't think, Greg.
No, if I would have had like the solid blue one, I probably could have got away with it, but that's the only bathrobe I have.
Yeah. And you said, was Big Baller G Friar Ferguson the monk?
That's kind of what it looked like in that picture.
Yeah.
I'll put it back. But yeah, it does kind of look like he's Friar Ferguson.
Which I'm so glad that one's more predominant and much better dressed than his other gimmick. Freaking God, Bastion Booger, Lord Almighty.
All right, but anyway, this was a clip from the Saturday show that we did last month. I figured it was fun to play again because it features two of our favorite people.
Absolutely,
Daisy Ruth and Kate from Fightful. So enjoy this.
Yes, we
right.
are. Yeah, come on over to Fightful Overbooked later. I got my weekends mixed up delightfully. I thought I had a wedding to go to tonight, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna miss Punk and Joe on Collision, but I guess I love my cousin or whatever, so I'll go. But that like champagne problem, that wedding's in a couple of weeks. I got my dates mixed up, but it's the same day as Death Before Dishonor, which is in my like within driving distance. It's like ROH card I could see.
Oh, no.
But I was like, you know what? It all works out. I'll see ROH again.
Here's the first one.
Yes.
For Kate. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was really good. You're kind of no-selling it, which I respect. But
not time.
It was a good pie to the face, though.
Yeah.
Worth every penny.
Well, I have to do it again, so I might,
Oh, I didn't realize it was 25 per. That's a good.
Oh, it's 25 per. Yeah. Okay.
That's a
amazing.
Good...
So
I'm just ruining your day. Let's go.
Hey, if I'm making money, you're not ruining nothing.
Hey, there you go. Right?
People just coming onto the stream be like, "What is he doing?"
It's true. Look, it's
very true.
Right below my face. $2 minimum. $10 for a wheel spin, $25 for a pie to the face. So there you go. And apparently we can just do this over and over again, like Tanahashi. It's just over and over again. We're gonna pie you in the face for every $25.
Lariat, Kojima. All right.
That's right.
3, 2, 1. Oh, piss. All right.
Face full of shaving cream. You look great.
Oh, thank you.
Wonderful.
The only place that you got kind of messed up is that like your beard already looked great. Like if you actually had to shave right now, you'd be in good shape, but you look great already.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. Look at you.
This is the face of
and that's the screen grab.
Yes.
Thank you. Yep, that's the one.
That's the one. If you want to share this stream, share this right here.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Classic.
Yourself in the puss. It was Kate was everything. She's freaking selling the gimmick about the thing, the donation breakdown, and she's saying there's a screen grab, and she's smiling big. Daisy's laughing hysterically, and you're doing this shtick. That was awesome. I love both those girls.
But
I am so grateful to you for directing me down the long ass balcony stairs on the cruise to meet Kate.
It was definitely worth it. Kate is one of my favorite people.
Absolutely.
Obviously, Sean is too. I'm so glad he was here today. But Wrestling Media Sphere, the one thing that I can take away from doing this show is I know that for me personally, I've gotten to meet more people, have more opportunities than I would have if I hadn't started this show. And
very true.
I'm so thankful for both of you. Like you're both fantastic co-hosts, and like I love having both of you on. The fact that all three of us get to be on brings me such joy. Like it doesn't even matter if we get donations. Like the fact that I get to do a show with the three of you, or the three of us every week, is just fantastic, and it's rewarding. Thank you very much.
I'm definitely glad I was able to get the Ethernet squared away so I can actually be on the show and not have to worry about for 30 minutes. So that's awesome. That's good stuff. As I start doing it right now that I said that. God damn it.
It's fine. Thoughts on college football realignment? Does our Notre Dame join ACC?
CU moved up, and I think we're going to get the shit rocked out of us.
Right? Oof.
We're going to get the fucking dog shit kicked out of us.
Yeah.
Well, but Dion's your coach, right?
That don't mean a damn thing. He ain't out there playing. If I had Leon Sandcastle out there at cornerback, I think I'd be more safe.
Dwayne, that clip is in the intro to the show every week.
Seriously, it's really the last thing you see.
That cost me $100.
Like it's the second to last clip in the opening. You see him egg himself, then he sits down. Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, as far as Notre Dame joining the ACC, I don't know. I've always been a big proponent of them being independent. I hate the fact that conferences are so important in college football because at the end of the day, they really don't mean anything. Like, you have your conference championships. I hate the fact that that's such a determining factor. Like, Notre Dame basically has to go undefeated or one loss.
Right. That's awful.
And it's just hard for me to accept like them joining a conference. If they do, obviously they can hang because they basically won the ACC 1 year aside from the actual ACC championship game because they went undefeated.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, they can do it. Do I want them to? I don't think it's necessary.
No.
But get you guys more TV time, though.
Getting to the college football playoff, then they might not have a choice.
It's they've been independent for so long, but that's ultimately cost them postseason stuff, which is shitty. So
it's I mean the game's changed so much in the last 30 years.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, the Pac-12 is gone, which is really weird.
Which is weird.
Well, what, USC won the Big Ten, didn't they? Like, they're on the same Michigan, Ohio State. So have fun with that, guys.
Yeah. If you guys weren't still cheating, I'd say you might want to start now.
Better, damn it.
That's right. I'm going to see if turning the Wi-Fi off and only being Ethernet makes it better because I keep doing that again.
I missed this super chat earlier. Sorry, Josh. Well, the big G stole my shtick, but with Greg. Yeah, me doing the Val Venus entrance instead of Maddie.
Well, now we've both done it, Greg. Now we can both chalk that up on disappointing things we've done on there.
That's right.
No.
And no amount of money is getting me to do the Val Venus entrance. I don't like. It would take an astronomical amount of money for me.
Can we not get the big Jeff Boski?
No. The Mig Meech Boski is only reserved for private time. Thank you very much.
Onlyfans.com/Jeff Meacham.
That's it.
/Meech Boski.
That's right. Onlymeech.com/ nope.
We got time for fun state laws?
We can do fun state laws real quick.
I don't know how fun they are. They're quite disturbing at times.
Well, yeah. So let me go spin the wheel, and we'll get this.
That's right. All right.
Got the towels here.
That would have been a hilarious boss.
I would have
felt so bad.
I would have too for laughing, but then I still would have laughed. But I would have felt really bad about it.
All I know is felt bad about it.
It's clips like that go on our open mic night year-end highlights because like stuff like that you don't plan, it just randomly happens. It's good stuff.
Well, that would have been funny if it was Kentucky for Sean, but it's New Mexico.
Oh no, dude, these ones are fucking weird.
Oh, I know.
All right, New
Mexico's got some weird state laws.
All right.
New Mexico, right here. It almost on Jersey, which would have been great for Kate, but.
What site do you use, Greg, for this?
I use a site called weirdfacts.com, and the first law on here is hysterical.
Okay.
Idiots may not vote.
Wait. So let me break this down for a second. If you have a low IQ, you can't vote.
Well, I mean,
makes perfect sense to me, dude.
The whole. Why isn't this federal? That means nobody can vote.
Oh.
Which then makes it like freaking dictatorship. So maybe
dude,
not.
No, I just imagine in New Mexico polling rooms, you walk in and you get left a square block, and there's a circle, a triangle, and a square hole, and in order for you to vote, you have to fit the square to the hole.
Oh, that's the greatest thing of all time.
I do want to address this. Nick sent in a $10 super chat. Appreciate you, Nick. And he says, no spin, but just a question. Who gets a world title first, Chad Gable or L.A. Knight? Yeah.
What if I told you neither?
I honestly think it's LA Knight. I think it's the
it's LA Knight, but my vote is probably going to be neither. Unfortunately.
Unfortunately, I think I agree with that. Like I want LA Knight to be it so bad, and it's just I don't think it's going to happen for him, and it sucks.
I think if he maintains this level of popularity, I'm going to say this: he might be a surprise pick to win the Rumble.
He might win the Rumble, but what is one thing WWE can't do? They're pacifists at this point. They don't know how to pull a trigger.
He might challenge Priest.
I can see him challenging Priest. Do I see him winning? No.
Challenging Priest for the briefcase, you mean?
No, challenging him for the title at Mania.
After he wins the Rumble.
Okay. Yeah. I was like...
Damien will cash in the briefcase on likely Sapp.
Right.
LA Knight could win either the Rumble or the Chamber or something.
Dude, it's fucking crazy to me that we're already 7 months out from the last Rumble.
That's crazy. I know.
Yeah.
I have 4 months till I'm rumored to be in fucking Orlando.
Well, I'm not going to make the trip to Florida because I'm planning to make the trip to Philly, which is just a 6-hour drive for me. So
I'm not going either way, it looks like. So, yeah, there is that.
But Travis and I were at the beginning, like the true beginning of the Yes movement. So maybe when we go again this year, we're the beginning of the
Yeah. So, what's the next weird New Mexico law?
The Merriam-Webster Collegiate Dictionary is banned in Carlsbad.
Yeah.
The Universal Dictionary
is
not allowed
in Carlsbad, New Mexico.
Like the content creator that I know from Carlsbad, New Mexico.
This sounds like Florida teaching right now.
What's that?
Oh, I'm so glad you said it. Oh, my God.
I was like, it sounds like the Florida teaching system right now.
That guy is just determined to wreck the entire state before he makes his presidential run. I swear to God, he's a governor of the dipshit. Oh, it makes my brain bleed. Oh.
I don't want to.
If you live in Florida, first of all, I'm sorry. Second of all, run.
Daisy said she's going to.
Oh, hell yeah. Daisy is like, she can't wait to get this shit out of there. Oh, my God. Even with Disney World being there.
Between her and Kylie, they both want to get the hell out of there.
Hell yeah, dude. Oh, like I want so bad to go to visit Disney World with Dylan, but I ain't staying. That's for sure.
All right, 2 more laws, and then we have to get off the air because Dynamite's starting.
Okay, so we got to pick 2, huh?
Yeah. Here's another state one. State officials ordered 400 words of sexually explicit material to be cut from Romeo and Juliet.
Sexually explicit.
So the play was what, 3 pages long at that point?
Yeah, probably.
I was going to say, Romeo and Juliet is one of Shakespeare's most fully sexual innuendo.
Yeah.
And finally, Raton, New Mexico.
Yeah.
It is illegal for a woman to ride horseback down a public street with a kimono on.
There's a lot to unpack out of that one. So, what? Well, first of all, whoever wrote the law, it says 2 riders, so they clearly can't be grammatically correct about it. But so she can't be wearing a kimono
while riding
the horse down the public street.
So
in
what you mean to tell me is, so what you mean to tell me is this group of old white dudes didn't want to get horny while they saw a girl riding a horse?
Well, in New Mexico, it was probably the immigrants left, not immigrants, the people that were left over after we seized it from Mexico. So it was probably.
Yeah, but as a Hispanic, I can tell you, we don't wear many kimonos. Ponchos maybe, but
yeah, ponchos, yes. Kimonos, not so much. So yeah, apparently they weren't fond of the Japanese influx into the city.
I fucking guess.
That's a very specific weird law.
Anyway, that is it for this week's episode of the Greg Cherry Show. A big special thanks to Sean Rossap for joining us on the 3rd anniversary, for Matty Laws and Jeff Meacham, who I appreciate each and every single week on the show. Thank you very much for watching. We will be back next week with another edition of the Greg Cherry Show. Until then, don't be a Jag. Have a good night.
Ta-ta.
Be a Jag anyway. They're going to win the division, allegedly. I believe that shit when I